This is the Art Beauty Podcast where we tell the real truth about the fake shit. I'm Amber, and today my two very handsome international co-hosts are Alex and Nik. They are the founders of Hismile Teeth Whitening. You know how much I care about teeth whitening. This is a non-peroxide version, so we're going to get all into that. But before I begin, how are you guys doing?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Okay, I was really just giving you a little taste. These are two Aussie boys. FYI, my Siri is an Aussie man. Oh, shoot. He might start to speak because let's not get weird here. But I mean, hello, you guys have the best accents ever. Thank you for joining us. What time is it there?
It's 6 a.m. in the morning right now.
I'm so sorry. And thank you so much. It is 4 p.m. here on a Friday. So it's 6 a.m. Is it 6? You know, I always get this confused. It's 6 a.m. on Saturday?
Saturday morning.
Oh my God. Well, are you guys surfers?
No, but we get up 5 a.m. every morning. So this is probably a nice sleep in.
Don't you like how stereotypical I was? Well, I'm super sorry that you couldn't go out and have a rager last night because you had to be up at 6 a.m. Now I feel awful. I was working for Murad and was on your like local home shopping network. I got to come and stay in Sydney and was in French's Forest. What is it? It's like HS. I forget the name of it.
The TVSN maybe?
TVSN, thank you. Loads of fun. Where in Australia are you?
So we're on the East Coast at a place called the Gold Coast. So the biggest city near us is Brisbane.
Okay.
And so Sydney's probably an hour flight and Brisbane's an hour drive. So yeah, it's a beach town. So majority of people do surf, just not us.
Got it. Fair. I mean, I'm sorry that I was so stereotypical, but when I was there, everybody surfed in Sydney. And you know what I was really surprised about? I felt like when I was in Sydney, if you would have bonked me over the head, not made me aware that I had to fly 24 hours, but if I would have just bonked over the head and woken up in, Sydney in the outskirts, I would have thought I was in Southern California.
Yeah, it is very similar.
I mean, I gotta be honest, I was a little bit disappointed. I hear when you go to other places, it feels more different, but I was like, oh, I just literally came halfway across the world and I feel like there's a McDonald's. The Sydney Zoo was everything though.
It's pretty nice.
Oh my God. So cool. Okay. So let's get into this. I was surprised to have both of you come on today. And I take teeth whitening very, very serious. In fact, I literally just went to go get fitted for braces. Yep, I'm going to get them. And the first thing the guy said was, wow, who whitens your teeth? Because they're gorgeous. Full disclosure, I've never done professional teeth whitening. I've only used Crest White strips, and we're going to come around to that in a minute. But when I heard about your non-peroxide whitening, my ears perked up because for anybody who's done in-office, my husband has the in-office whitening stuff. He has not used them. Guess why? Because the first time he did, they hurt. What made you come up with this? Like, what was the inspiration to come up with this system?
Yeah, well, exactly what you said there is what sort of sparked our interest and intrigue to come into the market and create something that essentially solved these problems. Not as easy as it sounds, actually doing it. However, of the pain, the sensitivity, the gum burns, the inconsistent results as well. These are all things that when we first came in, we identified those as the key solutions we needed to bring out. So we sat down, we had a bit of a think about, okay, how do we actually approach this? Now, we can just go the conventional way, look at hydrogen peroxide, or challenge ourselves to find something that had all the great benefits of hydrogen peroxide in the bleaching component, getting the results, but didn't cause the sensitivity, didn't burn the gums. And we came across this miracle ingredient, which is called PAP, that does exactly that. And it's something that has led us to be able to create amazing products. Customers are happy. The continual use of whitening is now a thing. And we're now just actually entering into the professional space as well. So for us, it's really just opened a lot of doors, from professionals to consumers, and we've just really started to build out from there. It started with our teeth whitening kit, and we knew the next move was, how do we then bring this into a toothpaste, a mouthwash? Coming into the end of the year, we're bringing that out into a strip form. So it just, I know it's
well,
all. You heard it here first.
We're gonna talk about that in a second. Before I get there, I have to ask though, like, the two of you, how did you meet? What is your background in this? Because, you know, I'm always fascinated. Like, did you have a chemistry background? Was it just you yourself were like, I want whiter teeth, let's go into this? Like, tell me a little bit about how the two of you got together and came up with this.
Yeah, well, both of us have been family friends, geez, for now 15 odd years. So we've been friends for a very, very long time. And no, neither of us is a dentist, neither of us is a chemist, but that's exactly who we had to go to. We had to go to the right chemists around the world and formulators who could formulate a solution for us. So like Alex said, it was quite plain and simple what the solution needed to be in terms of what the problems were we needed to solve. What was difficult was formulating that solution, because I think everyone went with peroxide for a reason. Peroxide worked.
It works.
It works. And it's quite cheap as well to manufacture with. So any other option had a lot of other difficulties, from stability to inconsistent results, or to price point. And there were things we had to juggle and work with. And not being chemists, it's something that we spent a lot of time speaking to the right minds and the right people to educate ourselves and understand.
What was sort of like, where was your background? Was it sort of like more of a marketing? I mean, clearly entrepreneurship. I'm just curious.
Yeah, well, in terms of from a studying standpoint, an actual professional standpoint, or in field, we started this company when we were 19 and 20 respectively. So we didn't really have too much prior experience, but we just knew there was a problem, and we knew there had to be a solution. And for us, we've always been inquisitive people, and we knew that we aren't experts at any one thing, but that curiosity and that sort of level of questioning, we could get to the root cause and solve problems. And that has constantly kept us motivated. Now we've got an incredible team here on the Gold Coast that we're always working to bring out the best products and find ways to educate the market and find ways to constantly be better and solve more problems in the space.
I love it. You know, I watch Shark Tank all the time because I love being inspired by young people like yourself, who really do see these sort of like their niche in the world and these issues, and have the guts to go out and say, hey, listen, we know how this has been done. We think it can be done better because you didn't know. Let's go and find that. Okay. So then you reach out and you find these brilliant chemists, and you find this incredible molecule, which you're calling PAP. Do you know how to pronounce it? It is a mouthful.
So I'll try it first.
Okay.
Alamido peroxycaproic acid.
Well done. I mean, you know what? In that accent, you could have said anything, and I would have been like, "Yes, give me more." Okay, so you find this non-peroxide. Actually, before we go into that, let's talk a little bit about there's two mechanisms that need to happen for teeth whitening to occur, right? Because stains are sort of this chemical interaction, right, with the organic matter that is our teeth.
Correct.
And there's two methods of whitening, correct?
Yes. Mechanisms. So the primary mechanism that will get you the best results, lasting results, it needs to be an oxidant that can do that. Hydrogen peroxide, the most known oxidant. Now, the consequence with a hydrogen peroxide, it will literally tear through anything it comes in contact with, which is why it is causing the sensitivity, which is why it's eating into the tooth and causing so many problems there. If it touches your gums for under a couple of seconds, you are in agony. So
you're dead. Or you wish you were.
Or you wish you were. And those zingers are shocking. So that's where we looked at and said, okay, how do we find a molecule, PAP, that can do exactly that? It is an oxidant. However, the mechanism of action is takes a completely different path. And the path it takes, it goes down an epoxidation oxidant. Now, through that, essentially what it does, it will only target the tooth stains. Its reaction mechanism can only target those and change it from a yellow to a white. but it can't actually react with the proteins that are on your gums. It won't etch teeth. It won't soften the enamel. So for us, it's like, okay, that was a perfect solution to come to market. Now, obviously, it's not as easy said as done. So we had to do things like stability testing. It's a new product. So PAP as the raw ingredient, getting the pH to a neutral pH. No one's done it before. So we're the first to do that, which is why the results are so superior with our PAP Plus product, along with adding additional ingredients that together, all of the chemistry together really just outperforms anything that's.
Now, the fact that you are in Australia, right, and you're now shipping this product here, did it have to go through any sort of FDA approval, especially because this is a device? Like, what are some of the checks and balances, for lack of a better term?
Yeah, so we have a whole compliance team here in Australia, and they're all working very hard. Where in Europe, so they have their own regulations, Australia their own, and US their own. So in the US, you have to be FDA registered. The approval, as it isn't under the medical standard,
Okay.
you actually get the approval. You can only get the registration, which we are registered.
Okay, got it. So, and listen, just because, like I said, very serious about my teeth. And one of the things, we keep it so honest here, working in beauty for as many centuries as I have, you realize that sometimes the newest, hottest thing, right? Things can be, you have to approach things with a little bit of, I don't want to say skepticism, but you need that research, right? Especially putting something into your mouth. You only get one set of teeth. You cannot regrow your teeth. You want to keep your teeth as long as you possibly can. And I don't know how it is in Australia, but if I knew then what I knew now, I would have become a dentist, because every time I go to the dentist, I'm like, what African safari am I sending you on for this cavity? Because it's so expensive. So, excuse my diatribe there, but how do we know that this is safe?
Yeah, so there's a whole range of things. One, there's existing studies that explain the safety of just pure PAP in comparison to hydrogen peroxide. Then you go down to our own path. So we've done everything from in vitro studies, testing things like any change in micro hardness, and every test we do, we compare it to carbamide peroxide percentages ranging from 6% to 35%, and hydrogen peroxide ranging from 6% to 35%. So what you stand, and everything
That
showed,
scares me.
and the in vitro tests that we conducted showed the micro hardness, which is a huge indication of what's actually happening. Now, PAP actually improves your micro hardness, whereas all the other carbamide peroxide and hydrogen peroxide products that we tested decrease your enamel micro hardness. So that was a huge showing for us. We then conducted tests around erosion, which if that's changing, or if there is any effect on the erosion, there's problems. We
Right.
saw two of the hydrogen peroxide products cause significant changes in erosion, no change to erosion with PAP. We then conducted tests around your soft tissue. You can put PAP on your gums, have it there for 30 minutes, an hour. You will see no change. There will be absolutely no effect, because it simply cannot react on a chemistry level with your gums.
Wow.
Now, we have to really tell you what will happen if you put hydrogen peroxide there, but they will go from red to white very quick, and the
Very
pain,
quickly. And it hurts. And that doesn't go away for a while.
No. So all of those things combined, and then we obviously do certain very technical tests. Europe has very, very high standards that we have to comply with. That naturally just tests from things like the null measurements, what happens to your micro biome, which again, there's no change, no effect.
Wow.
So really just a great safe product that only does what it's intended to do, which is whiten teeth.
Have you patented this?
So PAP Plus is exclusively Hismile's formula.
Very cool.
Combination. It's a balance of those chemistries that makes PAP the most effective it can to get you the fastest results.
Now, okay, so I know I actually found out about you. So you've done this incredible social promotion because that's where I was like, oh, this is interesting. I want to know all about this. What has the reaction been like professionally? I know you said now you're going to go into a professional realm, but like, what are dentists saying?
Yeah, I think early days it was one of those things where we came in and it seemed like a disruption to the market, and that tends to rock the boat. You get some people who are on side and some people who aren't on side. And I think at that time, behind closed doors, we're working closely with obviously the formulators, the chemists, and select dentists who are really helping us understand the problems better and find the solutions and ultimately test the products too. But now in the last couple of years, we've really opened that conversation up in the limelight and in the forefront and put the dentist forward as well. And it's been amazing. The reception has been actually absolutely incredible. Every dentist that tries our this new formula PAP Plus that we're about to launch in dentists in the next few months has been amazed by the results. They're not having to apply the gum barrier anymore.
Right.
They're saving something like 50 minutes per treatment just because of how simple the process is and how fast reacting PAP Plus is. So it saved the dentist a lot of time, saved the dentist obviously then a lot of money. And more than anything, it saved the dentist in that uncertainty when you apply that gel and you put the light on. Having the patient sitting there in pain and agony and having to tap out post-treatment is not a good thing.
So
It's
my
not a good-
girlfriend did it, and she, listen, I've watched my husband try to do it at home. It, it's not pretty. My girlfriend had it done in office and said the third round, right, with the light and the peroxide, and she said that she was like crawling out of her skin. It was the most painful thing that she's ever been through, and that's just ugh. Who wants to do that? I don't care. There's a certain point at which I don't know. You have to balance, right? Your comfort level with your vanity. So let's talk a little bit about the at-home version of this kit, which I know right now, actually today, you are launching a special here in the United States for Black Friday. Because I guess they don't really have Black Friday in Australia, do they?
Well, it's become a thing. It's become a thing.
Oh, because there's so many expats.
Yeah,
That like Thanksgiving is a thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everyone sort of followed that. So yeah, it's the biggest sale of the year. So
okay. And you're doing it here too. So if people are interested right now, they should go to hismileteeth.com because you are running the biggest smile. But let's talk a little bit about what is involved in the kit.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. So in the kit, we have the blue light and you get 6 treatments of PAP Plus. Now to get your optimal results, it's only 1 to 2 treatments, and the remaining 4 treatments will be for probably every month or 2 months or before an event that you have. So you're looking at a kit that will last you 6 months, get you very fast results. It's an effortless product to use. And the results are amazing. You don't have to worry about sensitivity. You don't have to worry about gum burns. It really covers everything.
Oh, I love to hear this. So, and the little caplet, they're like little caplets, correct? Yep. Do you have one of the machines there?
Not on us here.
Not handy. No. Okay. You know what? I will post pictures because listen, you had sent me one to try. And when I held up the initial card, I'm not going to lie, my teeth were too white. Now, where I'm coming back full circle, but I said to my husband, I'm like, do you want to try this? And so he was like, yeah, I'll do that. I was like, let me wait until I talk to the guys and make sure this is legit. Now, I'm getting in-brace in, by the time this runs just a couple of weeks, and they did a 3D map of my teeth, let's say photo of my teeth. The ones in the back are disgusting. Okay. So all I can say is like the amount of yellow back there. And I was like, wow, good for you. This should be an ad for Crest White strips because of how gorgeous they are in the front and how, because the strips only end here. Does your thing go all the way to the back, or is it just really the front teeth?
Pretty much the front teeth. It will be tougher to the back. So,
but we do have the PAP Plus mouthwash is great for the back teeth because you can swish and it's a high concentration of PAP Plus. So it's a concentrated mouthwash in a dropper bottle, and you essentially apply a few drops to 15 mils of water, and then you swish that, and it's really, really powerful. So
yeah,
if you use that,
worth a shot.
Absolutely, we can send some over.
Okay, because I know sometimes with like the whitening, look, I've had dentists on. like I said, my passion is beautiful white teeth. I know like some of the whitening toothpaste, and I'm not saying that yours isn't great, but like a lot of the true whitening, it needs to be in contact with your teeth. So a lot of people who are using whitening toothpaste, it's not that, there's like a physical action. It's not that it's not helping, but it's not, if I had to choose between like an actual whitening and like spending the money on the whitening toothpaste, I'd say go for the actual whitening because it's got to be in contact with your skin more.
The difficulty with standard whitening toothpaste, if they do use hydrogen peroxide, the maximum they can use is probably 1 to 2% hydrogen peroxide. You know the consequence, the gums will be burnt, all of that. With PAP, we don't have that problem. So our PAP Plus toothpaste is a very, very strong whitening toothpaste. And same with the mouth, is contrary to what you've seen in standard hydrogen peroxide versions. So we'll send through the toothpaste and mouthwash. You'll see for yourself. It is strong. It is powerful. You'll get white teeth from those products.
All right. And like I said, I'm going to be having the 3D after. So I'm down for this. Like I said, I wanted to interview you guys first. I've learned my lesson with things in beauty. I want to then send it to my dentist. And then I have to show the orthodontist to make sure that there's nothing that's going to affect the bonding of this. But on that, what about people with braces or veneers or fake teeth? How does it work with that? Let's start with this. If you've got braces, can you use this generally with braces?
So the mouthwash and the toothpaste, absolutely. For veneers, we can't whiten veneers.
Right.
Only natural teeth. However, it doesn't affect the veneers.
Got it. Okay, but if your veneers are matched to whatever your teeth color, and it's the same thing with any peroxide, they cannot bleach.
Yeah. And a lot of people have veneers on the top row and natural teeth on the bottom row. So it's perfectly safe to use in that instant.
Amazing. Okay. So, by the way, smile, both of you. Let's see. Do you have gorgeous white teeth? Yep, you sure do. And they're really straight. What? Well, you know what? You'd be surprised how many people in beauty, I'm like, maybe you should hire a spokesperson. No, that's wonderful. So how long does it take? You said you get this kit and what is the kit priced at?
Kit is priced at $129 US.
So 129, you get the light, you get the six of the
treatments, which is 6 of the pods. One full treatment is 1 to 2 uses. And the remaining treatments you just use and you save for, like I said, if you have an event, maintenance 1 to 2 months. So the kit will essentially last you 6 to 12 months, depending on how you use it or what food you eat. And
but we're going to see results from the first pod that we use, essentially, because the first pod is 2 treatments.
The first pod is 1 treatment.
One treatment.
Top and bottom at the same time. It's a 10-minute treatment. You'll see results after your first treatment. If you want to really maximize that, you can go an additional treatment, but you'll see results after the first use, and it's very fast reacting. The action, it happens pretty much immediately.
I mean, hello, who doesn't want instant results? And that is a very, very, very affordable price. And right now, I guess today there's going to be some sort of special deal going on. So this also makes a great gift. Wellness now, right? It's like for your girlfriend, for your best friend, parents. Like I think now, like you could give a gift like this where people won't be like, oh my God, I'm so offended. It's like, yay. Anything else that you feel like we really should know about this? I mean, I know you've got great social videos, and you include a whitening level strip, right? So we can actually measure the tooth color.
Track your results. You can measure your results. And I think that's great for the rest of the pods. After you use your initial treatment, it's good to sort of check back and see where your teeth are at, because obviously exposing yourself to daily sort of, whether you drink wine or coffee or tea, it's going to slowly start to stain again. And that's where you use the top up. And that's why we keep the chart in there.
Amazing. And then people can just buy the refill pods, right? The light is pretty much good.
You can continue to use the light and you buy refill pods as well.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, okay, guys, what's next? Now that you sort of disrupted this market, are you going to stay in teeth? Are you going to do something else?
Yeah, well, next, we were just talking before we jumped on the podcast. The next 6 months for us is probably, we're just about to hit 7 years in business. Our next 6 months will be bigger than the past 7, we think. We've got that many different avenues and different things that we're exploring, all in oral care or all in teeth. We've got, obviously, we spoke about the professional network and dentists launching the in-chair, in-office product, which is going to be revolutionary and game changer. We've got a few more dentist-only products as well coming out. In whitening, we're elevating that. Like we spoke about the strips that are there. We've got other forms of whitening that will come out under the PAP Plus range. We've got a range called the Focus range. So that focuses on treating different concerns in and outside of whitening. So, for example, we've got an NH Pro product which is great if you've got sensitive teeth. It essentially redeposits minerals back into your teeth. So I think in only a few applications, you'll notice less sensitivity on your teeth. So if you're using that consistently, it'll fix that sensitivity problem that people have. We've got a pretty cool product coming out soon, a hyaluronic acid mouthwash and gum serum, which is incredible for your gums. So that's something we'll definitely send over as well, because I think you'll really, really love that. You get an immediate effect from using that.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to make a suggestion to you too, because here's something that I only learned through my husband. So a lot of people, when you're whitening, people have white spots on their teeth, and whitening won't target that. You need something else. There's another, I can't remember, you know what, offline, I'll let you know, but there's another compound that they will give you to target specifically like the white spots to help alleviate that. Maybe it's like a calcium, there's something else. And then you whiten. So just, I don't know, throwing it out there while you guys are conquering the mouth.
Pretty sure it's a hydroxyapatite serum, which the NH Pro is a concentrated form of this. I'm most certain.
Amazing. Well, you know what, again, with that accent, sure, we'll just believe you. We'll take your word. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, what I do like is if people really want to know more about this, if they want to see some of the research, where can they go?
So straight to our website or to our socials. We're very, very open, very transparent. So on socials, it's at Hismile. On our website, hismileteeth.com. We've also got Hismile Research, which essentially is behind the scenes look at our lab and our in-house research center. So basically every single day we've got a team now of chemists that are constantly working on the next formulation, constantly trying to improve what we've currently got and bring the future of smile care forward as well. So yeah, everything's on the website or across socials.
Thank you. I want to thank you both for being up and let you go on with your fabulous day of non-surfing. What do you got planned for the day, by the way?
I don't know, maybe go for a nice beach walk. The weather looks nice outside.
Because it's your spring now, right?
Spring, so things are getting nice, a bit warmer.
It's our fall. I mean, fall in New York is the best time. I don't know if you've ever been here. Gorgeous, lovely, but you can't help but think, I mean, it is dark at 6 o'clock, and that is really...
Yeah, especially coming out of summer.
Right? I know. And I always say to my, at this time of year, I'm like, oh my God, okay, we just have 4 or 5 months to go. But that is so, at the beginning of this. Let's end on a high note here, okay? Fabulous teeth whitening, non-peroxide, no pain, special on it today. Thank you, Alex and Nik, for being on. Thank you for coming up with this. And if people want to know more, as you said, they can go to hismile.com. Hey, if you at home listening, you have questions you want me to pass on to Alex and or Nik or the Hismile team, I'm happy to do that. You can email me at hello@artbeautypodcast.com. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and here on YouTube at Art Beauty Podcast. And as always, we will see you next Tuesday. Bye.